Welcome to the first Battle of the Books of this new millennium. It is the program of the Lafayette School Corporation. Each year, we challenge our fifth grade students in each of our elementary schools to read 25 books and to compete in a series of competitions, which results in a culminating activity today where two teams this year representing Durgan and Earhart elementary schools are here to find which school can meet the challenge and take home our Battle of the Books trophy, which was won last year by Oakland Elementary School. So we'll have a new champion this year. And it's my pleasure today to introduce some of our young people who are participating. And we'll start with the alternates from each of the schools. And from Durgan Elementary School, Andrea Smith. If Andrea could raise her hand, at least make sure everybody knows Andrea. And Mandy Strausma. And from Earhart Elementary School, Carrie Layton, Amy McGoy, Caitlin Schultz, Tasia Williams, Jordan Knox, Jackie Yoakum, Brittany Jacobs, and Ashley Dellinger. So the alternates, thank you very, very much. And you can join in playing the game with all the other students who are watching it in the large group instruction area. So if you will leave, we'll introduce the rest of your teammates. Thank you. Now, if we could, we'll start with Durgan Elementary School. And Shane, if you would just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself. And things you like to do, and we'll start with you, Shane.
Hi, my name is Shane Coker, and I like basketball, and I just want to say hi to my mom, Miss Brown, in room 6, and Durgan School.
Rachel.
My name is Rachel Geyer, and my favorite sport is swimming.
Adam.
I have two brothers.
I like that. They'll be glad you remembered them.
My name is Adam Lord, and I'm from Durgan, and I have a sister and my mom, and I want to say hi to room 5.
Olivia.
Hi, my name is Olivia Zink, and I got 3 brothers, and I'd like to say hi to room 6.
Eric.
Hi, my name's Eric Shaw, and I have 1 brother, and I'd like to say hi to just about anyone that's watching I know.
Okay. Now let's turn our attention to Earhart representatives, and we'll start in the back with Ben.
Hi, my name's Ben. I have 2 brothers that go to this school, and I'd like to say hi to my mom that's probably watching this right now.
Rachel.
Hi, my name is Rachel Gaffanet, and I like soccer, and I have 1 brother.
Brian.
Hi, my name is Brian Callahan. I'd like to say hi to Earhart School and say hi to my family, and thanks. It's an honor.
Ashley.
Hi, my name's Ashley Hagan, and I would like to say hi to my family and my school, and I love to write stories.
And finally, Megan.
Hi, my name is Megan Gillen. I'd like to say hi to my school and my family. My favorite sport's softball.
Now we have the opportunity to have our questions, and these have been sealed until just now. I don't know if you guys are nervous, but you're doing just fine. But there are going to be a series of 25 questions, and we'll probably take a break in the middle of this thing, kind of keep track, and we can make sure that our scorekeepers keep good track, and we can know somewhere in the middle of this about how we're doing. What's going to happen is I'm going to read the question, and at any point in time you think you know the answer, if you push on your button, that will register here. I will ask you for your response, and then I will read the question, indicate whether your response is correct or not, and if it is correct, you get a point. If it's not correct, I repeat the question for the other team, and they have the opportunity to answer the question correctly. I think you've been through this before several times, that's why you're here. So let's begin with our first question. In what book do the main characters have to move frequently? We have Earhart, Rachel.
Tuck Everlasting, Babbitt.
In what book do the main characters have to move frequently because their neighbors become afraid of them? Tuck Everlasting by Babbitt is correct. Our next question. In what book did an accidental killing probably start the Indian uprising? Durgan, Shane.
The Matchlock Gun by Edmonds.
I'm sorry, that is not correct. In what book, I'm going to read this for Earhart now. In what book did an accidental killing probably start the Indian uprising? Not any penalty for guessing incorrectly, so Rachel, go ahead.
Indian in the Cupboard by Banks.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The question is, in what book did an accidental killing probably start the Indian uprising? The answer is Trouble River by Betsy Byers. In what book did the boys build a correct posture dish for their Earhart? Ashley.
Strider by Cleary.
In what book did the boys build a correct posture dish for their dog? The answer is Strider by Beverly Cleary. That's correct. In what book was a boy's brother a world Earhart, Ben?
Fighting Ground by Abby.
In what book was a boy's brother a World War I soldier fighting in France? That is an incorrect response, and I'll repeat it one more time for Durgan. In what book was a boy's brother a World War I soldier fighting in France? Durgan, Eric.
Rascal by North.
Rascal by North is correct. Moving on to our next question. In what book did a woman say that her favorite colors were the colors of Durgan, Olivia?
Sailor Plain and Tall by McLaughlin.
In what book did a woman say that her favorite colors were the colors of the sea blue and gray and green? Sarah Plain and Tall is correct. In what book does a girl take her uncle's lunch to him? Durgan, Shane.
Number the Stars by Lowry.
In what book does a girl take her uncle's lunch to him at his boat? Number the Stars by Lowry is correct. In what book were people being bused to an emergency center set up? Durgan, Eric.
Night of the Twisters by Ruckman.
In what book were people being bused to an emergency center set up at Kmart? Night of the Twister by Ruckman is correct. In what book did a little girl throw hot coffee on a man who had... Durgan, Shane.
Red Dog by Wallace.
In what book did a little girl throw hot coffee on a man who had a gun while her mother was tied up? Red Dog by Wallace is correct. We just have 3 questions left in this first round here, okay? In what book did a character dream that she had a room of her own with owls on the wall? Earhart, Ashley.
A Blue-Eyed Daisy by Rylant.
In what book did a character dream that she had a room of her own with owls on the wall and roses on a canopy bed? Blue-Eyed Daisy by Rylant is correct. In what book did a boy end up liking cinnamon? Durgan, Shane.
Chocolate Fever by Smith.
In what book did a boy end up like cinnamon? Chocolate Fever by Smith is correct. And the final question of the first round here. In which book did the characters hide behind jars? Durgan, Rachel.
Fantastic Mr. Fox by Doll.
In what book did the characters hide behind jars? Fantastic Mr. Fox by Doll. I'd say you all did an outstanding first round. Outstanding job. Now let's just take a break here just very briefly, find out a little bit more about these young people. Now obviously this is the battle of the books, but what we're probably interested in sharing just a little bit. I think we'll start, since Megan, you were last time, we're going to start with you and we'll go around this way. Just like you to share with, this is a time to do a commercial, and you get a share of the 25 books. What was your favorite book and why? Megan?
Number the Stars.
And why?
It was just a good book. I don't know
Just,
why.
you liked it?
Yeah.
Mhm. What was it about?
It was about these Jewish people that the people didn't like in their town no more, so they had to move away, and their parents moved away, so that their daughter stayed with her best friend.
So you liked that?
Yeah.
Ashley, what about you? What was your favorite?
My favorite was Tuck Everlasting because it had a lot of nature in it and it didn't have many problems.
Okay. Brian, what about you?
Well, I would agree with Megan. I like Number the Stars a lot too.
It's a great book.
Yes, it is.
Any particular reason you liked it?
It was just great. I mean, I liked all the books, but Number the Stars was my absolute favorite.
Oh, good. Rachel, what about you?
I liked Bridge of Terabithia because it was about a friendship, and I like those kind of books.
Ben?
I liked Sounder because, I don't know, it just had a lot of surprises in it.
Eric, what about you?
Well, I liked Rascal because it was a true story and there are many different animals and stuff like that in it.
You read any other books by the same author?
No.
Olivia?
Well, I like Fantastic Mr. Fox because it's about animals and how they have to find a way to survive while these three farmers try to dig them out so that they won't steal any more food from them. It's a really good book.
Sounds like a good commercial. Adam?
I liked In the Year of the Born Jackie Robinson because it was funny and it was good.
I like funny books too. Rachel?
I like Number the Stars because it talks about like real things that actually happened, but it just really, the author really described what it was like, and I really liked it.
Sounds like we have a winner with Number of the Stars. Okay, Shane, what about you?
I'd have to agree with Olivia on Fantastic Mr. Fox because it's funny and it was short, and I also liked how animals hid away from the farmers and how they tried desperately to catch the fox.
Well, thank you for sharing your favorite stories. Do we have an approximate score between, looking over here, it looks to me that it's approximately 56 to 24. Durgan is leading at the about approximate midway point, so there's still plenty of time for Earhart to catch up and make this a close competition. And let's begin our second round of questions. Is everybody ready? Got your finger on the
Yes.
button? Okay. In what book does a girl keep track of time by making Earhart, Ben?
Malibu Dolphins by Odell.
In what book does a girl keep track of time by making a pole for each moon? Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell is correct. In what book did the river appear to be a large snake? Durgan, Shane.
Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim by O'Brien.
In what book did the river appear to be a large snake and the garden a postage stamp? Mrs. Frisbee and the Rat of Nim by Robert O'Brien is correct. In what book is there a World War I medic? Durgan, Shane.
Indian in a Cupboard by Banks.
In what book is there a World War I medic who thinks he is having a dream? Indian in the Cupboard by Banks is correct. In what book did a boy want to be an artist? Durgan, Shane.
Bridge to Terabithia by Patterson.
In what book did a boy want to be an artist when he grew up? Bridge to Terabithia by Patterson is correct. Ready? Okay. In what book does a girl open a dressing room door? Durgan, Shane.
Agony of Alice by Naylor.
In what book does a girl open a dressing room door and see a boy in his underwear? Agony of Alice by Naylor is absolutely correct. Shane, you're on a roll.
Yes, I am.
Be careful, you'll probably burn up sitting next to him. Good job. Yeah, that's great. Okay. In what book was a dad going to make a moat? Durgan, Rachel.
Castle in the Attic by Winthrop.
In what book was a dad going to make a moat out of wood? Castle in the Attic by Winthrop is correct. In which book did a character dig a grave? Durgan, Shane.
Oh. Number the Stars by Lowry.
In which book did a character dig a grave? I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I'll reread it for Earhart. In which book, you got all the time in the world, you don't have to beat anybody, particularly on the buzzer here. In which book did a character dig a grave? Earhart, Ben.
Fighting Ground by Abby.
Fighting Ground by Abby is correct. In which book did a person get lost in her new neighborhood? Durgan, Eric.
In the Year of the Boar and Jackie Robinson by Lord.
In which book did a person get lost in her new neighborhood? In the Year of the Boar and Jackie Robinson by Lord is correct. In what book did a brother and sister sleep in a loft? Durgan, Shane.
Red Dog by Wallace.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I'll reread the question for Earhart. In what book did a brother and sister sleep in a loft where bunches of herbs were hung? Earhart, Rachel.
Matchlock Gun Edmonds.
Matchlock Gun by Edmonds is correct. According to my math, of all approximately 20 books so far, I think there's only been one stumper, one question that stumped both schools. That's an outstanding job so far. We have 5 questions remaining, and before I ask those questions, we would like to thank Barnes & Nobles for the contribution of gift certificates. So all of you will be winners today, and all the students that read books on for the Battle of the Books were winners because it was the fun of reading, and this is just kind of the culminating activities. But for the teams that have made the finals day, you'll have also medals along with your gift certificates that will be provided to you after the televised program today, and you'll have the duty of the winning team of carrying your trophy back to your school. So we have 5 questions remaining, and according to my tally, I think Durgan is still ahead, and we'll see how that continues or not. So we have 5 questions remaining. In what book did a boy like to tell his class funny things that happened? Earhart, Ashley.
Skinny Bones by Park.
In what book did a boy like to tell his class funny things that happened to him, but when he ran out of true things to tell, he made them up? Skinny Bones by Park is correct. In what book was a girl a small child when the atom bomb? Durgan, Shane.
Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes by Core.
In what book was a girl a small child when the atom bomb was dropped? Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes by Core is correct. In what book does the main character long for a book to keep him from being lonesome? Earhart, Ben.
Sounder by Armstrong.
In what book does the main character long for a book to keep him from being lonesome when his mother does not sing? Sounder by Armstrong is correct. Next to last question. In what book are cigars described as a flame in front and a fool behind? Okay. Earhart, Ben.
Soup by Peck.
In what book are cigars described as a flame in front and a fool behind? Soup by Peck is correct. And the final question in this year's Battle of the Books. In what book does a boy blame his father for a fatal accident? Earhart, Rachel.
On My Honor by Bauer.
In what book does a boy blame his father for a fatal accident? On My Honor by Bauer is absolutely correct. Congratulations to all of your teams. Why don't you just relax here and we'll get a final tally and we'll see if we have a winner. There are, I think, about the 25 questions, there was only one stumper. So I think that's just outstanding. Congratulations. And I do believe that the tally here is Durgan Elementary School is our winner. Congratulations to Durgan. Let me go around and I'll shake your hands first. Eric, congratulations.
My hands are kind
Olivia,
of sweaty.
Adam,
Thank you.
Rachel, Shane, good job.
Yes.
Now, if you all, I think I have a little presentation to make. If you all want to come up here, I'll make a little presentation to you. Stand in front of Durgan Elementary School. Now this is heavy. I said, well, I'm going to make this. I want to make it sure that it's heavy. So congratulations to you all, and hope that Durgan will come back and defend your title next year. Congratulations.